Hi, my name is Melinda Caughill. I'm a co-founder here at HeyMOE. Now, let's start with the basics. HeyMOE, H-E-Y, is another way of saying hi, hello, how you doing? MOE stands for Medicare Open Enrollment. So when we say HeyMOE, technically I am saying, hey, Medicare Open Enrollment, but if it makes you happy to think of Larry, Curly, and Moe, please feel free to do so. But we are talking about Medicare Open Enrollment because that is what HeyMOE is all about. It's Medicare Open Enrollment and making sure that you have the best Medicare Part D drug coverage for the coming year during Medicare Open Enrollment. Now, why did we build HeyMOE? We built it because there are two things fundamentally, critically wrong about Medicare Open Enrollment. The first thing is the dates. Really? October 15th through December 7th? Are you kidding me right now? Who remembers those dates? So that's the first problem. The second problem is my Part D drug plan worked really well for me this year. Why would I waste my time trying to review it and compare plans for next year? That's the big one. Because the Part D drug plan you had this year could be entirely different coverage next year with the same exact name. Think about it. A Part D drug plan can change the medications they cover. The monthly premium, that $0 premium that you love so much, might become a $40 or $50 monthly premium next year. The pharmacies that are in network may be completely out of network next year. Everything about the drug plan can change next year while still keeping exactly the same plan name. In fact, it can be so bad that last year our record was a woman who saved $292,000 by changing her Part D drug plan coverage for 1 year. Wow. That's me going W-O-W. Fun. Yay. All right. So welcome to HeyMOE. How do you create an account? How do you get started? You can either start by visiting www.HeyMOE, that's HeyMOE.com, or if you received a link or a QR code from a trusted insurance agent, be sure to use the link that they gave you to go sign up. It looks like this. You will see on the page that you land on the name of the agent or the agent's organization that referred you. And even better, by following an agent's link, you will save $5 off the first year's annual subscription price of $30. So you, with an agent link, will save $5 off, paying $25 for your first year of HeyMOE. So let's do this. Let's get started, shall we? What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in my email. I'm going to create a password. Then, if you want to, please feel free to click on the links for the terms of service and privacy policy documents. You will find in these documents that HeyMOE does not sell insurance. We are not about selling any sort of products to you. The only thing we sell is a Part D annual plan reminder and review service. That's it. We're not going to try to sell you Medicare Advantage plans, even Part D drug plans, or annuities, or long-term care insurance products. That's not what we do. That's not who we are. And we will not share or sell your contact information to insurance agents. We're all about just helping you. That's who we are. That's our DNA. So check it out in our terms of service and privacy policy and see that's literally what's there. So when you've done that, click the Accept the Terms of Service and Privacy Policy button and go ahead and create your account. Here we go. Now, to make sure that you didn't mistype your email, which is very easy to do, I've done it before, go ahead and check for the confirmation email that we just sent to your email address. Once you've verified that your email is correct by clicking on the link in the email, I know this is a pain in the butt. I know, but because of security reasons, we need you to check your email one more time to verify that it's actually you. We have to do this to make sure that we're as secure as possible. And yes, unfortunately, it means you jump through one more hoop. So go back to your email one more time and confirm that it's actually you. Once you've verified your sign-in, here we go. Now, HeyMOE is not going to ask you for a lot of contact information. So the first thing we need is simply a first name and a last name. Then go ahead and tell us what your zip code is. Use the zip code of your residence. Right? I'm entering my zip code. You may have to enter the county that you live in, depending on where you live. Then we need to confirm that you know HeyMOE is not a tool for Medicare Advantage plans, or if you get low income subsidies from the government or Medicaid. HeyMOE is not for anything listed there. If you have any of those types of coverages, please go ahead, pull back out. Don't finish HeyMOE. Don't pay the subscription fee. But if you're good to go, hit the next button. Then tell us what your current plan is. It is pretty easy to figure out what your current plan is by looking on your current Part D drug plan insurance card. Now, if you don't have a plan and you're using HeyMOE to pick your Part D plan for the first time, simply click on I don't have a plan. But for this demo, I'm going to say I have the AARP Medicare RX Preferred Plan. All right, we'll click on that. Then enter your prescription medications. By simply typing in the first few letters, what you're going to see is a pop-up list. HeyMOE is going to do its best to interpret what it thinks you are going to be entering. So I'm going to enter in atorvastatin. And I'm going to say I take the 40 milligram tablet, 30 pills, and I get it refilled once a month. Then I'm going to enter Skyrizi. Skyrizi is one of those lovely medications that you see advertised on TV. I'm going to say I take the auto injector and I get 1 pen every other month. Then we will add in one more drug. I'm going to say I take Celebrex. Now, Celebrex has a generic on the market. We will ask you if you want to enter the brand or use the generic. For this example, I am going to say that I want to use the brand. Then I'm going to enter a 200 milligram capsule once daily. For this demo, I have 3 medications. So done adding drugs is what I click on. Then I am going to be asked to tell HeyMOE which pharmacy I actually get my medications from right now. You may get your medications from more than one pharmacy, but please just go ahead and choose one pharmacy. We'll show you why in a little bit. Don't worry. We will show you pricing at a whole bunch of other pharmacies. So if you're worried that by entering just one pharmacy, you won't be able to see costs at other pharmacies, no. No, HeyMOE's got you on this one. So just tell us the pharmacy you actually use. For this example, let's say I use the Froedtert Pharmacy. Okay, that's it. So now HeyMOE is going to have you review the information you've entered thus far. Please, pretty please, check it. Check it. It is so easy to make mistakes. It's so easy to put in capsules rather than tablets, or do 200 milligrams rather than 100 milligrams, or do 45 pills instead of 30 pills. So please, pretty please review the information you've put in. When you are done, hit finish. Then you will be asked to subscribe to HeyMOE. Remember, using a link from an insurance agent, you get a discount off your first year's annual subscription rate. HeyMOE is $30 per person per year, not per month. All right, I'm hitting the subscribe button. Then you go through the process of entering your credit card information. Once you've entered your credit card information and processed your payment, we are going to show you results when Medicare Open Enrollment comes around. But if you are using HeyMOE for an initial plan selection for a Part D drug plan, you can see results for 2026 right now. Otherwise, hang tight. HeyMOE is going to send you an email during Medicare Open Enrollment that looks a lot like this. Hi, Barb. Hi, Joe. Hi, Susan. It looks like you could save $15,000. You could save $1,500. It looks like you could save $150 by making some Part D plan changes for the coming year. Log into your HeyMOE account, check out what changes you actually want to make, and you're good to go. When you get that email on October 15th, please don't ignore it. If you can, whitelist HeyMOE.com as a sender to make sure that we don't wind up in your spam filter. That email that's going to come to you could literally save you tens of thousands of dollars. That's not an exaggeration. Be sure to whitelist HeyMOE.com as an email sender. Then when this email comes, click on the link to log into your HeyMOE account. Review your information once again to make sure it's up to date. If you've had any changes in medication, you changed pharmacies, be sure to let HeyMOE know that by clicking on the orange change buttons. When you confirm that the information on the HeyMOE screen is correct, click the I confirm that this information is 100% accurate, complete, and up to date, and the continue button. Then HeyMOE is going to show you the results. It may take a little bit to process your request. HeyMOE automatically changes brands to generics and generics to brands looking for better cost coverage. HeyMOE looks at different pharmacies automatically. HeyMOE changes frequencies of refills looking for better cost and coverage. In fact, this is the wait page. The wait page is our signature way of telling you, hey, Joe, hey, Susan, hey, Barb, it looks like you could save $87,000 by making some changes. Then you review the changes that you want to consider making. So we have 3 choices to make. Would you be willing to change the brand Celebrex to the generic version of Celebrex? If we say yes to this particular change, we'd save money. But let's say the brand works a lot better than the generic for us. So I'm going to click on the no button, and immediately HeyMOE starts processing the difference. So instead of saving $87,000, now we'll save $84,000. Is using the brand name of Celebrex worth about $3,000 to you in costs throughout the year? For some people, the answer is yes. For other people, the answer is no. I'm going to leave it as no right now. Would you be willing to change Skyrizi from once every 2 months to once every month? Well, no, I only use it once every other month, so it would be silly for me to get it refilled once a month. So let me hit no on that one. Again, HeyMOE is going to automatically calculate the differences then. Then we go from saving $87,000 to saving just $631. Refilling Skyrizi once every other month costs you about $84,000. Guess what? I'm changing my mind. You know what? I may not need it once a month, but heck, for $84,000, I'll get more than I actually need. So let's go back. So $87,000, but because I'm using the brand of Celebrex, the most I can save is $84,000. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Would you be willing to change pharmacies to save money? You don't have to switch pharmacies. You can choose to switch pharmacies typically to save money. I'm going to leave it as yes, but you will see on the next screen that there is a list of 20 different pharmacies and 20 different pharmacy prices. You can choose what works best for you. I'm going to leave that as yes. So now you can see the plans side by side. You will see AARP Medicare RX Preferred if you did nothing. You didn't make any brand changes or frequency changes or pharmacy changes. You will see how you entered the medications and pharmacies and refill frequencies as entered in the plan that you currently have. So there's that price, $89,000 if you make no changes, just keep things rolling exactly as is. But if you were to change to the Humana Value Plan with Celebrex, the brand, your total out-of-pocket cost would drop to $5,000. If you scroll down, you can see some of the details. We put in the Freighter Pharmacy, but HeyMOE is automatically looking at a bunch of different pharmacy costs and telling you, hey, it would be cheaper to switch to the Walgreens pharmacy in this particular instance. Walgreens is not always the cheapest. CVS is not always the cheapest. Costco is not always the cheapest. Always look at the pharmacy list of 20 different pharmacies that HeyMOE provides to you. So you can see here, based on the zip code provided, you can see all sorts of pharmacy costs and choose the pharmacy that is the best, most convenient option for you. All right, back here, now you can see atorvastatin is covered. And we're at 20 cents per refill. Celebrex, the name is not covered at all. If we had Celebrex refilled using the Humana Value Plan, we would pay $591 per refill. When a medication is not covered at all, we look for a good RX coupon to see if we could lower those out-of-pocket cost refill prices with a good RX coupon. You will see in this particular instance, that's exactly what happened. A good RX coupon will give you a Celebrex brand-named refill for $477 rather than $591 per refill. Skyrizi is covered now and is $418 per refill. There you go. Those are the medications. The pharmacy list, pick the pharmacy that is the most convenient and cost-effective for you, and you can see the copay cost schedule as you get medications refilled. If you want to check out pricing on other plans, let's say for whatever reason you don't like Humana, you want to look at the WellCare plan instead. You can check the details of any other Part D drug plan by simply clicking on the name in the list. So we'll go and check out the WellCare Classic plan. If we're using the Freighter Pharmacy, that is actually one of the least expensive pharmacy options on this plan, on the WellCare Classic plan. But overall, the plan would cost us about $30 more per year than the lowest cost premium pharmacy and medication refills. Let's go modify those changes one more time. I'm going to go modify the changes. This time I am going to change Celebrex from the brand to the generic. I have just decided, you know what, $3,000 for the brand is just a little too much. So now we're going to use the generic. When you click the continue button this time, we will see that now we've gotten costs below the out-of-pocket spending limit. By the way, just as a note, the premiums for Part D drug plans do not factor into the out-of-pocket spending limit. If the plan that is best for you has a monthly premium, the premium gets added on top of the out-of-pocket spending costs, meaning on a plan that has a $113 per month premium, you would have potentially $2,100 in out-of-pocket costs using the out-of-pocket spending limit in 2026. The out-of-pocket spending limit in 2027 will be higher, but the spending limit is for out-of-pocket costs, not premiums. Premiums are added on top of that. So the Humana Value Plan with the generic of Celebrex gives us a much lower cost. Now we're looking at about $2,100 out of pocket. We can see atorvastatin is still refilled at 20 cents per refill. The Celebrex generic is now refilled at 80 cents a refill. And we did get Skyrizi's out of pocket cost dramatically down by changing it from being refilled once every other month to once a month. Again, pharmacy costs, the out-of-pocket spending schedule by month, and if you want to check out pricing on other plans, please feel free to do so. One more note, you can print the HeyMOE screen. On any browser, just hit the print command and you will see that HeyMOE creates a very attractive output. It's always nice to have potentially a printed option. Now, we don't enroll you in the plan. We don't sell plans. So what we've done is we've given you the phone number to call the plan directly that is in your best interest. As this year's Medicare Open Enrollment period comes closer, we will actually be adding many ways for you to enroll in the Part D drug plan that is recommended for you, and we will have detailed step-by-step instructions to use Medicare.gov to enroll in a plan, to call 1-800-MEDICARE to enroll in a plan, to visit websites of the plans specifically to enroll in plans. But again, you have to take that step to get enrolled in the plan. Also, please be aware, if you call an insurance company directly to enroll in a Part D drug plan, know that it seems to be industry practice right now that whoever picks up the phone is going to try to sell you a Medicare Advantage plan. Please no, please no. Medicare Advantage plans fundamentally change how your healthcare coverage will work. You want to tell the agent who answers the phone at the insurance company that you want a Part D drug plan, not a Medicare Advantage plan. Close down that conversation as fast as possible. Also, please know that we do have support sections. We have more GoodRx coupons that you can always check out. We have the ability to always change your pharmacy, your medications anytime during the year. By clicking on the user icon, you can see your account, update your payment information, change your email, change your password, give your agent access to your account if you want them to be able to see your account and help you manage it. That, my friends, is HeyMOE. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns by visiting our support portal. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Have a great Medicare Open Enrollment.